An amazing year for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're in first place in the National League Central, and one of the reasons that man, Andrew McCutchen, all-star, 17 home runs, 26 stolen bases, great outfielder. He is the full package. And for the Padres, trying to get McCutchen and the Pirates out, Andrew Kashner looking for his 9th win of the season. The hard-throwing right-hander from Texas. He has become an outstanding pitcher for the San Diego Padres as we welcome you to Petco Park. It's the first of a 3-game series. The San Diego Padres hosting the Pittsburgh Pirates, and look at that record, 72-51. They're trying to snap the longest losing drought in professional sports, 20 straight years without a winning season. It looks as if, they finally are going to get it done with Mark Sweeney. Dick Henberg, we're pleased you're with us tonight. And good news, Mark Sweeney, Will Venable honored before the game today.
Well, and what an honor this is for Will Venable, the NL Player of the Week, and he's done an outstanding job. He's made some adjustments, but he's also stayed consistent with his approach. I think Will Venable has had some luck on his side when it comes to some hits, but he's also done it with a lot of power. He's using his lower half much better, and you saw a huge home run yesterday to win the ball game and celebrate with his teammates his first walk-off of his career.
Named the National League Player of the Week. And Will has hit nearly almost 400 since the All-Star break. Let's see if it continues tonight. He's got a 15-game hitting streak. Okay, let's look at the Pirates. What has made them such a winning team this year? Is it pitching or hitting?
Well, you look at this graphic, and this will tell you the whole story. It's all about pitching, and they played some good defense behind that pitching. The offense, you can see it struggled at times, but they're doing enough to win ball games and playing a lot of close games. But you can see Francisco Liriano has been a difference maker. If you look at the stats, those have been totally flipped, and he has been very consistent. His last outing in St. Louis, a complete game gem for Francisco Liriano. He's got the stuff, but it's been lack of consistency in his career.
Well, look at the turnaround numbers in his season, 13 wins. That's the most of any National League pitcher. So the Padres open this series against the Bucks, facing their best, the left-hander Liriano. Well, tonight is a special night. The lexicon of this game, baseball, the national pastime, is a very interesting one, and we're going to go through the course of our game tonight, trying to cover as many nicknames, monikers, moonshots, taters, dingers, Texas leaguers, bloopers, bashers. Well, you'll see. It's going to be a great night. We'll be right back with Laura starting the whole parade.
the Pirates in town for 3. Hello, everyone. I'm Laura McKeeman, and we've got a very special show coming your way this evening. It's all about the beautiful language of baseball. We're going to be telling you some of our favorite lingo from the game, and we'll also hear from Padres players and Bud Black on the phrases they like the most. But we want you to play along as well, and the way you do this is on Twitter. Use our Twitter handle. It's at Fox Sports SD, and tweet an original word or phrase. It could be used to describe a Padres walk-off home run, something we saw last night from Will Venable. You could win a Diamond Dictionary poster if we like your tweet, and we'll be choosing this. So here's how the poster looks. It's a beautiful, beautiful poster that you would want to hang on your wall. We're going to be doing this contest throughout the game. So make sure you get those tweets going and start getting creative with your own baseball lingo that could describe a Padres walk-off home run. Padres baseball is just around the corner. First pitch is on the way, and Andrew Kashner on the mound in the spirit of Lingo Night. He's trying to mow him down with cheese. It's all next on Fox Sports San Diego.
Welcome to Petco Park on this, our baseball lexicon night. It's the Bucks against the Friars, first of a 3-game series, and Pittsburgh's had its troubles here in San Diego. They were swept last year 3-0. The Padres beat them 5 out of 6 overall in the series a year ago. Let's look at the Pirates lineup of Clint Hurdle, brought to you by Hyundai. Josh Harrison for Marte. Starling Marte, that's a big loss. He had his hand stepped on. Then Neil Walker, Andrew McCutchen, the All-Star, Pedro Alvarez. 30 home runs, tied with Paul Goldschmidt, most in the National League. Garrett Jones at first base, Jardy Mercer at shortstop, Jose Tapia in left field, Tony Sanchez the catcher, and Francisco Liriano on the mound.
Well, let's take a look at the scouting report for Andrew Kashner, the big right-hander from Texas, and he has to learn the slider from his friend. And you understand, too, Tyson Ross, devastating slider. Why not talk to him about how he grips it, how he throws it, but also movement with the fastball down and away. And I think he had that movement in Colorado. That's a good sign for Andrew Kashner.
It's his 21st start as a Padre, and the first pitch is in there for a strike to Josh Harrison. Harrison, an infielder, outfielder, hitting at 255, limited duty, 38 games. Again in there because of Marte's injury. Cashner, especially effective here at Petco, 5-2 with a 2.51 ERA. And 2 strikes quickly on Harrison.
We talked to Andrew Cashner on the postgame show yesterday, and just the confidence that comes out of his voice, you can hear in his voice. I think that is a huge factor, because Andrew Cashner questioned himself at times with starts, but now he has that confidence, especially at that last start.
Takes that pitch as the umpiring crew tonight. Paul Noward behind the plate with Eddings, Machlinski, and DeMuth, the crew chief, on the bases. Up and away, 2-2.
Yeah, getting underneath that slider. That's going to be a pitch we're going to have to watch tonight. See how much confidence he has in that.
Harrison, a native Buckeye from Cincinnati, went to Princeton High School there. And lifts that one out of play. Came up to Pittsburgh for the first time 2 years ago. Up and down from their top minor league team in Indianapolis. His major league batting average 250 coming into the season, and he's 255 so far this year. Ooh, pretty good pitch at 97, a fastball. Andrew McCutchen will hit third after Neil Walker. That'll make the seats as well. Yeah, look now at the Padres defense, brought to you by Aramco Mortgage. Forsythe will patrol left field, Denorfian right, Venable in center field, Headley, Cedeno, former Pirate, and Jerko and Alonso on the right side, and Nick Hundley behind the plate. High fly ball left field, and that's curling into the seats down the left field side.
Oh, Dick, so many times we look at the confidence factor with Andrew Cashner. A changeup, 3-2. The confidence to be able to throw any pitch. There's another changeup.
Got him. So the former Cincinnati Bearcat opens the game striking out swinging.
Well, the previous pitch was a good changeup they fouled off, and then he had a good feel for it. He went back to it.
Nice action down and in, huh?
And that's what you want to do. Offer your fastball. He already established that early in the at-bat. And good movement down in the zone like you talked about, Dick.
What do you call the changeup as a hitter? Did you have any special lingo?
Yeah, the special lingo was don't throw it.
Oh.
It wasn't a secret. I liked hitting off the fastball and the changeup. No likey.
Neil Walker, switch hitting infielder. Pittsburgh product. He was an outstanding all sports star in Cincinnati, and he hammers one to right field, but got it out on the end of the bat, and Denorfia takes care of it for the second out. Well, a look at the positions going all the way back to generations and even centuries ago. The backstopper, the hurler on the mound, doorkeeper at first, the keystoner at second, shortstop, and then was short field and then became shortstop. Of course, the hot corner, third base, the left gardener, the center gardener, and the right gardener, or fly chaser, if you will.
Well, I believe in that hot corner.
That was well named, wasn't it?
Well named. Chase Headley over there at third base does a nice job with a gold glove.
Big numbers again for the All-Star McCutchen. And not included on that list, his ability to steal a base. He has 26. And he can go and get them in the outfield. A ball and a strike. Yes, at 96.
Just painted, which is another phrase, right on the edge. Outstanding fastball by Andrew Cashner.
Fairly new addition to the baseball dictionary, painting a strike. Just outside with a slider.
You can just add to that, painted the black, which is the black edge on the plate. I'm sure Bud Black likes that phrase.
2-2 to Andrew McCutchen. Sharply hit and into right field. Pirates have their first base hit of the night. No surprise delivering it, Andrew McCutchen.
A nice piece of hitting by Andrew McCutchen. 2 strikes. Going away with that located fastball off the plate. You marvel at the talent at this big league level, and Andrew McCutchen has definitely made a name for himself by doing just that and also driving the baseball when he gets ahead in the count.
Brings up the home run hitter in the middle of that lineup, Pedro Alvarez. Alvarez tied with Paul Goldschmidt of Arizona for the home run lead in the National League with 30. Good block by Nick Hundley.
Well, if you go back to this look, it's a shift that they're implementing right here. See him over here, the shortstop on the second base side, and also the third baseman Chase Headley almost playing shortstop. That's just scouting reports. It goes on what he does. It's a big strikeout guy as well.
But when he makes contact, trouble, leading the team in those 2 big power departments, home runs 30 and RBIs 81. Compare that, how big 81 is. The Padres leader is on the bench, Carlos Quentin, with 44. Good move by Cashner. As we mentioned, McCutchen will steal you a base.
It's so fascinating to me in baseball when you look at Pedro Alvarez and putting up the big numbers this year. Last year, Chase Headley's name was talked about to Pittsburgh because they were looking for another third baseman because he was struggling. That's strikeouts and not driving the baseball.
2-1 now to Alvarez.
Constantly trying to make adjustments in this game. And you talk to Jay Bell, the hitting coach for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He loves this young man and says the future is definitely bright, especially with the home run totals.
Changeup. Now he's built like the Prince fielders. Miguel Cabrera's big, stocky, strong, free swinger. New York City product. Chop to second, deep in shallow right field is Jerko to throw him out. Here come the Padres. Denorfia will lead it off. San Diego County Lexus dealer inviting you to test drive a luxurious Lexus automobile today. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. By Farmers Insurance. Contact your local agent at 888-96-FARMERS. And by GMC, we are professional grade. Cashner takes care of business, top half of the first inning, and here come the Padres, Denorfia, Venable, and Jerko in the bottom of the first. Let's take a look at the Padres lineup of Bud Black. Brought to you by Toyota. Denorfia, the player of the week in the National League. Will Venable. Jed Jerko, his bat has come alive. Yonder Alonso hitting cleanup. Chase Headley down to the 5th spot. Then Forsythe, Hundley, Cedeno, and Cashner. Liriano starts things with a strike on the outside edge at 91. Denorfia, well documented his outstanding hitting against left-handed pitching. And working the outside corner, inside corner, Liriano. Favorite phrase, chopper bullet. I guess those the high bouncing singles that he's able to collect off the infield or the dirt area around home plate.
Never heard that before. And I'm probably going to say that a lot tonight.
He probably made it up about 10 minutes ago.
Well, that's the beauty of baseball. You can make up a lot of things.
Ooh, a late swing and a miss. Full badly, Denorfia. As Liriano has his first strikeout. Here's the defense behind him. Brought to you by Hyundai. Tapara, McCutchen, and Harrison left to right in the outfield. The Bucks infield, Alvarez, Mercer on the left side, Walker at second, Jones at first, and Sanchez behind the plate. Liriano on the mound. McCutchen, Gold Glove center fielder.
Well, you can see the shift on Will Venable also, and a lot of those balls have been to right, but I like the adjustment that Will Venable's done, where he's hitting the ball to left center a little bit. I like that.
Quickly ahead on the count, Liriano.
He's made some nice adjustments. He's hit in some luck. He's had some swinging bunts, but that adds to your confidence when you're in the plate. Also, the big blast yesterday.
Boy, Liriano starts impressively, strikes out Denorfia, and Venable made each of them take a pretty uncomfortable cut.
Well, let's take a look at the scouting report for Francisco Liriano, and we've seen the fastball, slider, also changeup with that mix. You got to elevate in the strike zone. His last start tries to drive the baseball with his movement down in the zone, but also get in his head. They can do that. The Padres can on the base paths.
Jed Jerko checking in at 254 with 13 home runs. As he mentioned in the pregame show, frozen rope, a line drive base hit. That's his favorite.
I like it. Why not? Like a frozen rope. Right into right center.
And it's a line drive captured by Walker at second base. Didn't quite freeze that rope. It had a little humpback in it. And the Padres go in order.
celebrating the language of baseball. So we're going to start this off with a few words that have to do with food and beverage, but also have to do with baseball. My favorite, can of corn, an easy pop fly, high cheese, a fastball delivered high in the strike zone, cup of coffee, a brief period of time playing for a team, meatball, an easy hit pitch, mustard, a pitch with high velocity, pea, a ball that is hit or thrown so fast it appears small, in a pickle, a play in which base runner is caught in a rundown, a pretzel, a curveball, salami, a grand slam, and a strawberry, a red abrasion from a slide. So not necessarily as pleasant as a strawberry shortcake, guys.
That's quite a menu there, Laura. Thank you. Those are great terms, are they not?
Oh, I love in a pickle.
Yeah.
It brings you back to your youth.
It sure does.
You put anything down on the ground, you need two bases, you run in between. I loved it.
I don't know about cup of coffee, a short stint, because I do that
yeah,
show.
You do
on
cup of coffee.
Yeah, but a short stint, are
it's
they telling
short.
me something here? Clint Hurdle in his third year with the Bucks. Former #1 draft pick by Kansas City back in 1975.
That's Clint Hurdle right there, and that was the manager in Colorado. He's evolved as a manager. He's been a hitting coach. It was all about the game and also those phrases.
Good cut by Garrett Jones, who celebrated his best home run season a year ago when he hit 27, but the last 4 seasons for Pittsburgh, 21, 21, 16, and 28 home runs. So he can hurt you with a long ball.
I talked to Clint Hurdle before the game, and his favorite phrase is both sides of the ball. That's what he expects.
And you would explain that as what?
Well, it's basically playing both sides of the ball, both offensively and defensively, and he has changed the culture of the Pittsburgh Pirates. And now they believe they're buying into the system that he has implemented.
And a leadoff walk to Jones to open this second inning. The one outstanding aspect of Kastner's last outing in Colorado was the fact he did not walk a man. We saw the reaction of Bud Black. No manager likes to see that leadoff man put on with a walk. Free ticket. Jody Mercer, 27 years of age next week. Rookie from Oklahoma State. Takes a strike on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Looks like Mercer willing to give up on the end of the bat a bit. Choke up. Especially trying to catch up to that fastball. Ground ball to short. Cedeno, Jerko back to first, not in time. Tough double play chance as Cedeno had to charge the ball and then throw back against his body. And even though Jerko made a good turn at second, unable to get the twin killing.
Awkward flip, but a nice job by Ronnie Cedeno, and very comfortable over there in the shortstop position. And good turn by Jed Jerko. Almost nabbing him at first base. You can see the flip right there. Right at the chest. I've been impressed with Ronnie Cedeno. The chemistry that he's involved with Jed Jerko.
Had some decent seasons with the Bucks, 3 years. Jose Tabata, 269 average. Line drive, that'll be a double play. Makes quick work there, doesn't it? Good fielding, Andrew Kastner, 1-3, a double play. Pitch, we're going to use Yonder Alonso as our model. I'm not sure he appreciates this. There's the brush back, the duster. This is a common express. The chin music. The whisker trimmer, I guess, is the same thing. Don't hear that so often anymore. The shave. And I guess basically it is just plain old high and tight. If you've got a better one, let us know.
Well, Dick, no one likes chin music. I don't care. Any pitcher that throws that, it just angers you as a hitter. It just picks up the intensity a little bit. I know Yonder, like you said, didn't like us using that. But hopefully it locks him in. Sometimes it helps.
Well, Yonder in the cleanup spot for the 33rd time this year, and he's done well there, hitting .315 above his average on the year.
My favorite word is seed. Hopefully he hits one right here.
A seed, a P.
And a seed is a bullet. And what a bullet is a hard line drive. Something hard. That's what Yonder wants to do.
Oop, he goes around and quickly down on the count, 2 strikes, as Liriano so far has baffled the 4 hitters that he's faced.
Like you talked about in the first, Dick, he's working in and out with movement. And usually that movement has been late.
And another strikeout. That's 3 in the first 4 batters.
Here's our Farmers Insurance game plan. Win the lid lifter. It's all about the first game of the series. The Padres do have to win that first game. This is a tough test. Big win yesterday. Bud Black is very excited about how they battled in that last series with the Mets, going down 0-2 the first 2 games. So you want to win the first game of the series.
Headley fouls off the first pitch. He's 3 hits away from the century mark for the year, Chase.
Well, anyone thinking about what they're doing with Chase Headley, hitting him in the 5 spot, probably to take a little bit of pressure off him.
Strike 2. Oh, Liriano, reborn. He's 29 years of age. He had Tommy John a few years ago. Last year, sharing his season with Minnesota and Chicago, the White Sox. He was 3-10 with the Twins, 3-2 with the White Sox. So just a 6-12 season, and then this year comes back with a 13-5 year in the National League. There you see, 4.85 ERA, down more than 2 runs a game. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Headley.
We documented what he did in his last start, that complete game in St. Louis, a big matchup against teams 1 and 2 in that division, but also in Colorado. His start before, only 2 1/3, 10 runs given up.
Outside, and the count is full.
Liriano has always battled the consistency factor, which we're always talk about in this game. Very difficult to take, but you could see that last Wednesday he was lights out. Looks very comfortable early in this game.
And another strikeout. 4 strikeouts, all swinging, of the first 5 batters faced by Liriano. Logan Forsythe try to change that pattern.
Let's take a look at this action. Down and in to Chase Headley. It comes out as a fastball look and dives down and in. Very difficult pitch to pick up out of the hands of Liriano.
Pirates signed him as a free agent. He was out there for anyone to grab, and they picked him off just at the start of spring training this year in February.
You can see another shift on the left side this time.
I don't think Forsythe has seen this alignment all year.
Well, that tells me they're going to pound him in, maybe soft.
And he goes the other way to right field, and that'll drop for a base hit. Harrison plays it in, and Forsythe has the first knock for the home side.
When you implement the shift, you have to locate. And this located ball is out over the plate. Nice piece of hitting by Logan Forsythe, staying inside the baseball. That's a pretty swing. Working very hard on early hitting and going the other way.
That brings up Nick Hundley. Hundley's been a happy hitter since his daughter was born a few days ago. 5 for 7. Good stop by Sanchez. Ball 1. Shower ball. Bud Black commented on the shower ball, meaning one hit that knocks that pitcher out of the game.
Oh, I like that phrase. And why not? Bud Black likes it too.
And then now with 10 home runs. Lays off the fastball and has the count in his favor.
Well, you might see 92 miles an hour. You might not think that is a plus velocity guy. You can see it coming out of his hands. He has a short arm action as A.J. Burnett looks on.
We'll see him tomorrow night.
Been a huge influence on this pitching staff. Valeriano 92, but a short arm action will jump out of the hands and surprise the hitters, especially in their first couple of bats.
Line drive foul. Watch out down there. Well, Hundley yesterday, 3 hits and a Texas leaguer. Ball hit not hard enough for the outfielder to catch it, but far enough for the infielder to dive and miss.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good at times, and gone through a lot of stretches like that. When you're not going well, that ball's caught. When you're going well, it falls in for a hit. Beautiful thing by Nick Hundley.
A lot of different names for that kind of hit. A humpback liner, a bloop. Two and two now to Hundley. A pitch away from striking out the side is Liriano.
Looks like he's going to the slider. Usually goes down and in.
And another strikeout in the dirt, but Hundley goes after it. 5 strikeouts, first 2 innings for Francisco Liriano.
Originated myself as you can hang a star on that baby. And I'll tell you that happened. When you went to high school, what happened? Every Friday had a spelling test, right? If you got all 20 right, you got a gold star. I never got a gold star. I consider that to be the epitome of excellence. Man, you got to hang a star on that baby.
That is a classic expression. Jerry Coleman, the Colonel.
Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. Good. I mean, what are we going to our 45th year together?
Yeah, we've been around a while now, Colonel. And of course, as you know, we're doing the baseball lexicon, and Jerry got to start as a baseball announcer after his Yankee career. Red Barber had moved from the Brooklyn Dodgers radio booth to the Yankees booth, and this was his new pupil.
Yeah, he was my guru. He took me aside after every game and took weeks to really figure out what I did, but I never do. This thing's in my face, you see. I didn't do this right here. There we go. Anyway.
Television's tougher. The microphone.
Yeah, I know.
Now, Colonel, I know you want a spelling test. Come on, tell the truth.
I never got the 20 right. Let's watch the game. Look at this. Look at the pitch going to run into the railing.
Look at Cashner. Even he's over to the railing. He is something, Cashner. Well, we're going through all the different expressions. Let's take. We just had Texas Leaguer. In your day as a broadcaster, is that what you called that blue pit of Texas Leaguer, or did it have a different name?
No, they were all line drives. They called them.
No, I'm
Texas.
not talking about yours. I'm talking about the others.
They used Texas Leaguer. Yeah, that goes back to the 20s. I don't know, years ago, before my time.
You didn't have any Texas Leaguers. They were all online, right?
Bullets.
Tony Sanchez falls behind 2 strikes as he leads off the third for Pittsburgh. Liriano, the pitcher, then Josh Harrison, the leadoff man against Cashner.
Now, Colonel, where did O Doctor come from? Because we have to have that.
All right. Well, O Doctor, you ever hear of Casey Stengel?
Of
He
course.
said, "Hi, Casey." Oh, hey, now let me tell you something. They got this doctor. Got me, doctor? And I said, "Oh, my God, doctor me to death," you know. And I picked it up from him. I really did. And I kind of liked it because it was something that was foreign to my thought process. Is that a good way to express it?
How about a swinging bunt single? What did you call those?
Shots.
There's one right through the hole.
Like, that wasn't a bunt single. It was a well hit.
That was a shot to left field off the bat of catcher Tony Sanchez, only his 7th hit of the season.
What'd you call a home run? What was your favorite phrase for a home run?
Out of the ballpark. I don't know. Yankee Stadium was 461 feet to center field.
So you called it
457 left center, 447 right center. If you do it on a line, you never hit a home run.
But did you use like going, gone, or that ball is out of here? What did you say when you were broadcasting a home run?
I can't remember.
Well, what do you use now?
I can't remember.
It's out of here. Look at this.
There's a bunt by Liriano, and he jogs to first base. He did his job. Moves up the runner.
Barbarism. I can't remember Red Barber's name, let alone what he said, for heaven's sakes.
Well, that was his favorite, sitting in the catbird seat.
Yeah, that was right. That's what he said. I'm glad you told me.
I like tearing up the pea patch. That means you're really having a big inning.
Yeah, but you got to remember now that that's 65 years ago for me, and my brain used to be as big as a bowling ball. Now it's down about the size of a marble.
So that slicker than a boiled okra would fill you.
I don't know what to say. Don't reach too far back because that was Ty Cobb's time.
Yeah. Tied up in a croaker sack. What in the world did he mean by that?
I haven't got a clue. Those the Red Barber thing was all in Brooklyn. He never said that when he got to New York.
Describing a one-sided game where the outcome was all but decided. So 8-1 game in the 9th inning. It's tied up in a croaker sack.
Never heard it. I'm sorry.
Well, our research people.
I wasn't listening.
Well, that's what caused you trouble in school.
No, the ones Phil Rizzuto. You say. Now I forgot what he said. Now I got to start over again. Holy smoke! That's what he used
Holy
to say.
Toledo is what he would say.
Well, I thought
holy smoke.
Yeah. Holy cow! Holy smoke! And we used to have a lot of fun because we used to leave the game all the time. And people said, "Will you stay with the game?" What? See, we'd have to learn to say what. But
that's a real piece of lexicon there. What?
Well, the hang a star is one that is really true. Every kids who go to school, the 6th grade, you get a spelling test, 20 words every Friday. I never got them all right, and I considered getting those right the genius of being a brilliant person, and at the same time doing something very exceptional.
They messed you up with Constantinople and Scheherazade. That wasn't fair.
Whoops, where'd that go?
Okay. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I have a theory on you not winning that spelling test. I'm saying you were hitting on the playground. What do you think?
No, I stayed in class. I never left. I never got deported or anything like that. I stayed there, worked my little buns off, and I just couldn't remember. That's the problem. Remembering is difficult.
Obviously, you remembered the right things to do, the 120 flights during 2 world wars.
Well, that was a different thing. That was self-preservation.
That makes you think.
You never forget anything.
Wait a minute, you don't call this self-preservation?
Well, possibly a little. It depends whether you're on radio or television. You know, television's tougher because they can see what you're saying. If you get it wrong, you got a problem.
And in radio, what do you do when you get it wrong?
You just go right by it. Forget about it.
1-2 to the leadoff hitter Harrison, who struck out swinging the first time after fouling off several pitches. How about the catchers? Now here's some part of the baseball lexicon. The tools of ignorance, the catcher's equipment. Did you ever use that one?
No, I didn't, because I had Lawrence Peter Berra behind home plate who threw sliders to second base. It got in my hand about 5 times, and it moved like a pitch. I said, how could you do that? And he did it. Oops.
Strikeout, throw him out at first base. And
so you got a little stinger with that slider going.
I'm telling you, I don't know what the way he held the ball or something. He had a kind of a large, meaty paw, and didn't grip the ball properly. And it'd get down to about the last 6 feet, it'd take a quick move. The first time, it knocked my finger off. After that, I got smart and caught it backhanded.
You didn't have much of a glove in those days, a little string between the thumb and forefinger.
These guys make plays we couldn't even think about. With that glove, you know, there are requirements for the size of the glove, you know, width and depth. And I don't think that anybody looks at them anymore. They're all like baskets.
Uh-oh. Line, but I think playing right is Denorfia, and Neil Walker lines out. Well, thank you, Colonel. You really caught us up to date. Boy, you really
I
threw
go
us.
now, huh?
How do you say goodbye? Adios.
Adios.
Do I get extra pay for this?
In the mail. It's in the mail.
Usually words that describe pitches from, you know, the dugout. When we talk about a fastball, we might say cheese, we might say fuzz, we might say gas, we might say high octane. So if a guy has high velocity, you say, hey man, that guy's throwing gas. That's high octane. So when a guy's like high octane gas, he's really throwing hard. Like Chapman for the Reds, high octane, cheese.
How did we get the cheese and the high octane gas? But it all fits together, right? That's the whole idea.
You talk about Chapman. I say queso. That's what you got to throw. It's cheese, but you got to understand.
That's
it's
right.
also queso when it comes to Chapman.
The way they swing and miss at it, a little Swiss going in there too.
Yeah, you got to honor those Latin players and understand.
Liriano to former Pittsburgh Pirates shortstop Ronnie Cedeno. Played 313 games with the Bucks. His average with Pittsburgh, .254. He hit 15 homers. And now that he's on the other side against Pittsburgh, he has a .347 average. That's why he's in the lineup tonight. Way outside, 1-2.
Lariano is getting ahead. 5-0-2 counts tonight already.
And 5 strikeouts in the first 2 innings.
When you get ahead, you can have a lot of options, and he has that devastating slider, also that changeup to go with it.
That ball hit sharply through the glove of third baseman Alvarez into left field. Cedeno with the Padres' second hit. Leadoff man's on. That'll bring up Cashner, and he's a good sacrifice bunter.
Well, take a look at how Ronnie Cedeno pulls his hands in. That's what I love about what Ronnie has been doing with the at-bats he's had. Yes, that gets through the hole. Solid at-bat by Ronnie Cedeno. Talked about his defense already, but I think he's had some solid at-bats since he's been in a Padre uniform.
Well, here's the man with the third best batting average in the starting lineup tonight. Cashner hitting .270. Only Alonso and Denorfia with better batting averages, but he's up there to sacrifice, and he's good at this. And doesn't just bunt at anything. First pitch out of the strike zone.
Well, with a 1-0 count, there's a lot of options, and Andrew Cashner has already proven that he can handle the bat. Maybe a little butcher boy, pull the bat back and slash. A lot of movement in the infield. His corners are going to crash.
And he fouls that one. You saw his favorite expression. Chin music, presumably when he's pitching, not hitting.
Well, you have a upper 90s fastball. Why not like that phrase?
Long look at Glenn Hoffman, the coach at third.
Well, with a 1-1 count, Dick, like you talked about, looking down at Glenn Hoffman. Bud Black might implement possibly a hit and run here. Got to take some chances when you understand that starting pitcher has been locked in up to this point.
Alvarez creeping in from third. That's a balk. Plate umpire Nauert motion Cedeno to second base. No argument from Lariano.
Paul Nauer came out and talked about that front leg. You could see he points it exactly right. He didn't step towards first base enough, breaking that plane.
Here's another look. Watch where that front foot, well, after this pitch, lands. And now Cashner with a chance to move his man to third.
Let's take a look at that front leg. Started to stride to first base and actually pulled it back.
It's the same spot as when he lands that front foot coming to home plate. The only thing different was his foot was turned toward first, but that doesn't do it. That's a balk move. Oh, Cashner can't be happy with that. Jabbing at that pitch away. 2-2.
Well, Andrew understands the severity of this situation. Let's take a look at that last pitch. Yes, he's trying to get on top of that ball. Tries to drive that barrel and get on top of the baseball.
Trying to bunt it to third, of course, to make the third baseman field it. Squares again. And he strikes out. Well, perhaps we jinxed him. He has been very good at bunting all season long. Not this time. Laura McKeeman. Laura, what do you have for us?
Well, let's take a look at your AT&T Twitter poll this evening. We're asking, what's your favorite word or phrase for a home run? These are the choices: big fly, dinger, jack, moonshot, or tater, and then you pick your choice. Then include HR. So an example, hashtag tater HR. We'll check the updated results later on in the game. Get those tweets coming our way, guys.
That's going to be a lot of fun tonight. Game does have its own language.
Hit a bomb. All kinds of different things for the homer.
Way outside to Denorfia. He struck out the first time. So Lariano's gone through the lineup and struck out 6 of the 9 he's faced. Chris has been outstanding runners in scoring position for a team that has struggled against the Mets. 10 hits and 48 attempts with runners in scoring position. Outside 2-0.
Well, the Padres second time around understand what he's bringing. Whether you've watched in the dugout, taken your first at bat, but now it's about game planning. Who's going to make the adjustment first?
Cedeno at second, single and a balk, 1 out. Goes off speed, changeup.
You can see that's a hard changeup. Almost a BP fastball. We've seen that fastball vary, 91, 93, 87 on that one with movement down and away from Denorfia.
Chases outside, 2-2. Another changeup.
Watch the movement on this pitch. Way out of the strike zone, but you're swinging at the arm motion. So many times we talk about the arm speed, the release point on that changeup.
Swung at the ball in the dirt. Boy, they're really helping out Liriano. A lot of balls well out of the strike zone and waved at by Padres. That's 7 strikeouts. The Padres struck out 42 times in 34 innings in the Mets series, and now 7, and they're not out of the 3rd inning yet.
He gets fooled in this pitch, and you can see he was sped up this whole at bat, got to 2-0, and then got out of the strike zone 3 consecutive times.
So Denorfia punched out twice. Here's Venable. He struck out his first time. He's been the hitting star now since the All-Star break, raising his average up to 266, leading the team. Home runs 17 yesterday, is 17. Takes a fastball for a strike.
You can see he can reach back too. 94 on that pitch, right on the edge, on the black.
Hitting .377 in the current 15-game hitting streak. This would be a delicious time to pick up a hit for 16 in a row.
I like delicious.
In the dirt, blocked by Sanchez. Last 9 games against Pittsburgh, going back last year and the year before, Venable has punished the Bucks, hitting .469.
Timing is everything. Bud Black has loved the way that he has competed out on there, the work, the hard work, and it's paying off for Will Venable.
One and two.
You can see now they're not picking the ball up out of Liriano's hands. Some awkward swings by the Padres. That's what happens when a pitcher speeds you up. You don't pick up that release point, you're going to get out of the strike zone a lot.
And tried to get Venable to fish at that ball in the dirt, which has worked a couple of times already tonight.
You know, Dick, so many times people talk about slowing the game down. That's the adjustment for the Padres right now. Try to slow everything down, because he has done a nice job, Liriano, of speeding the Padre hitters up to this point.
Cedeno still at second, 2 outs, and 2-2 the count. And he goes after a pitch out of the strike zone. Liriano, 9 outs, 8 of them strikeouts in the first 3 innings.
No score. And in the spirit of baseball language, we asked Cashner his favorite lingo. Here's him in our Geico quote of the game.
I'd probably have to go with chin music. And I would say, when a guy's digging into the box too much, put a fastball right underneath his chin and let him know that you're still in charge out there on the mound.
Well, he can be intimidating with that fastball. He's got to be disappointed with himself that he didn't move the runner over to third, but it wouldn't have mattered. Liriano dominating with 8 strikeouts in 3 innings.
Dick, you know what I think about when I hear chin music? It's a name that you've seen plenty of times. Bob Gibson.
Oh, yes.
That's chin music. He will knock you down.
Ground ball up the middle through Cashner's attempt and into center field. And Drew McCutchen leads off the 4th with a base hit. That's a 3rd straight inning that the Bucks have gotten the leadoff man on.
Well, this is a broken bat, seeing eye single. You can see that fastball running in on McCutchen's hands.
It's 2 for 2.
I think Cashner probably is a little angry at himself. He didn't field that, but probably was surprised off the bat.
Well, and distracted. That chip comes off, and that little hesitation is all it takes for that ball to squirt by you. Alvarez grounded to second his first time. And the shift is on with Headley closer to second base than third. And Cedeno swung over on the right side of the diamond. And that takes us to our Sequan Casino Vacation punch-up statistic with Alvarez leading the National League with 154 ahead of Jay Bruce and Dan Uggla.
That's a lot of strikeouts, but when you have 30 home runs, I don't mind that, because that's the threat in your lineup.
And that ball beats the shift into right center field. McCutchen with good speed goes right by Denorfia, and McCutchen will keep on running. He'll score, and maybe Alvarez will. Here he comes. Oh, what an error by Denorfia. The 2-run error. A single becomes a go-around for Pedro Alvarez, and the Buccaneers are gifted 2 runs. It's an early 2-0 lead. McCutchen was going to stop at second base.
Well, Dick, let's take a look at this swing. A nice swing by Alvarez, and he drills it through the shift. And you can see sometimes speed creates problems, and Andrew McCutchen hustling around second base. I think if you look at it, Chris Denorfia picks his head up, which we've all done as fielders. And like you talked about, Dick, a devastating error giving a gift of 2 runs.
No one feels worse than that man in right field who's made so many good plays. And he undoubtedly was charging the ball, anticipating that McCutchen with his speed would try to go first to third. And McCutchen was going to hold up at second. The ball right through the wickets all the way, didn't touch it at all because it still had full steam all the way to the wall. Fly ball lifted behind short into shallow left. Forsythe then to make the play. And the ball right in front of Alvarez.
You got to credit Alvarez too for hustling around the bases, because he has a good look at the right fielder. We've constantly talked about that ball gets in the gap here at Petco Park. It's a long run.
Pretty good speed for the big man Alvarez. No RBIs, obviously.
We constantly talk about what Chris Denorfia does fundamentally right every single night. And there's no one more frustrated, like you talked about, Dick, that making mistakes like that, because he prides himself on playing the game right.
Here's Jordy Mercer, grounded out, fielder's choice the first time. 2 strikes the count. So McCutchen with the broken bat single up the middle. Alvarez singles to right field, and both men come around to score on the error by Denorfia. Costly error is the equivalent of untimely death. I never quite figured out what a timely one was. What error isn't costly? Even if it's committed, no one scores, it rolls the lineup around.
Well, so many times you talk about physical errors and mental errors. The concentration level that it takes to play defense, also not take your at-bats into the field with you.
And now 3-2 to Mercer.
And I'm not saying that about Chris Tenorfia, but it just talks about the mental capacity that you have to have in this game to play 9 solid innings every single night. It is very demanding.
And now that we're in mid-August, it's a long season's work. And from 2 strikes, a hit on Mercer, he loses them. Second walk. Cedeno comes in from shortstop to just say a word to Cashner. Hey, it's okay. So they got 2. We'll get them back for you. Jose Tabata lined into a double play his first time.
You know, Dick, we always talk about dealing with adversity. And yes, Andrew Cashner has dealt with adversity in this inning. Bud Black wants to see how he handles those situations. That's how you evolve as a pitcher.
On the outside corner.
Good changeup. Well, Bud Black understands. He's been in that same position as Andrew Cashner has.
Easy 96 miles an hour out of the hand of Cashner.
There's Darren Balsley. Almost dual pitching coaches. You got a manager that's pitched in the big leagues. Another pitching coach that understands about game planning, constantly pitch by pitch. Talking about concentration level. They're locked in just as much as Andrew Cashner is.
Infield looking for a chance at a double play, get Cashner out of this inning. Mercer has 3 stolen bases. And he falls behind Tabata 3-1. Tabata turned 25 just last week. Signed with the Yankees on his 16th birthday in Venezuela. That should be 2. Jerko. Cedeno has trouble but still fires to first to complete the 4-6-3 double play. 2 unearned runs though for the Bucks, and they lead it here in the 4th.
It's up 2-0, and the Padres coming in to hit in the bottom of the fourth, looking to make up for 2 unearned runs last inning. And we're looking for you to be creative on Twitter. We want you to tweet in an original word or phrase that could be used to describe a Padres walk-off home run like we saw last night. And if we like your choice, your creative word, you could win a Diamond Dictionary poster. These posters are available at www.jreese.net, but you can get one for free by tweeting in your word. Make sure you use our Twitter handle. It's at Fox Sports SD. We're excited to see what people send in.
Poster by Jay Reese. Well, the language of the game. Nice little reward for you. Can't call it a Venable because that was just his first walk-off home run.
Well, we saw that. The big word on that poster I saw is whiff. Hopefully the Padres can change their fortunes to this point.
8 whiffs out of 9 outs for Liriano, who now pitches with the lead, 2-0. Padres guilty of helping Liriano out. He must really have stuff that is totally baffling because they're chasing pitches out of the zone. Jerko sent a soft liner to second base his first time.
Well, Mark Loretta's down next to the dugout. Mark, let's talk about just speeding up the hitter, and I think that's probably the difficult part. What did you try to do when the pitcher sped you up?
I think you're right, Swings. You see a lot of hitters jumping at Liriano, his body motion on the fastball, and I think his slider and changeup really have been very, very effective. Guys have been jumping out in front of him, but I think you just got to kind of stay back, get that front foot down as soon as you can, get your head stable, and then try to hit from that position.
There's another strikeout. Jerko, not just close to home plate, but way outside, but going after it. But he's one of a company of 8 other teammates so far. Alonso, he struck out the first time. And he grounds this one up the middle, but they had to shift on. Shortstop Mercer was only about 3 steps on the shortstop side, able to range over to the second base side to take care of Alonso. Linda Ronstadt. Well, this is one of Mark Grant's favorites, a sultry singer never known for her pitching except her singing, but did record the song Blue Bayou in 1977, and baseball linguists turned that into Blue Bayou, as in a fastball.
Well, you know we love Mark Grant, but I can't agree with that phrase. Blue Bayou. None of us like that. And Mark Loretta down near the dugout, you don't like Blue Bayou at all either, do you?
No, I don't. I don't like that at all. You know, that's the danger, Swings, when guys are striking out in front of you, like when Yonder goes up there and swings at the first pitch just to try to put the ball in play. So they still got to be patient, even though there's been a lot of strikeouts, a lot of whiffs, as you would say.
2 outs in a hurry here in the fourth. Liriano, a man who threw a no-hitter a couple of years ago with the Twins. And the first time tonight, he's gone 3-0. He no-hit the Chicago White Sox in May 2011 as a member of the Twins pitching staff. And a 4-pitch walk. Well, the Padres bring the tying run to the plate here in the fourth. First walk from Liriano.
Be good to get him in the stretch again. A nice at bat by Chase Headley. Although you saw the conversation with Chris Denorfia and Will Venable on the bench. This is when you have to maybe revamp your plan of attack going against Liriano. The 2 top guys in the lineup. Those are your catalysts, so you have to have that adjustment phase in between games, and they'll discuss that on the bench.
Forsythe singled his first time to right field. That's 5 straight out of the zone. And the Padres not swinging at some of the pitches now and making Liriano come to them.
Well, again, we're seeing the shift, and Clint Hurdle and his coaching staff, you can see the scouting reports have definitely indicated what the Padre hitters do hitting on the ground.
Ground ball off the glove of shortstop Mercer. On his way to third, running all the way, goes Headley, and into second with some hustle is Forsythe. So a ground ball double off the shortstop's glove, and Forsythe is 2 for 2.
Well, playing the shift for the Pittsburgh Pirates doesn't always work. And tonight, Logan Forsythe has done a nice job beating the shift. Take a look at the base running. Logan Forsythe understands Chase Headley heading over to third base. He follows suit. especially with 2 outs. You got to be on second base in scoring position. Nice job by both Headley and Logan Forsythe.
So credit Forsythe with a hustle double. And that brings up Nick Hundley with a tying run out there at second base. And a strike. Hundley struck out the first time swinging.
And Nick Hundley thought that was off the plate.
2-out walk to Headley. Forsythe with a double off the glove of the shortstop Mercer. This would be a great time to extend that hitting streak for Nick.
Our Nissan Trax had it right on the edge.
Strike 2. Originally signed by San Francisco as a free agent from the Dominican Republic. Traded to Minnesota by the Giants. Eventually to the Twins, and now a free agent. Pittsburgh. And he's been one of the reasons why the Pirates are in first place, leading the National League with his 13 wins. What a find.
Sometimes as an organization you take a chance. Project. Think you're going to change him? Well, Liriano has made the Pirates and their front office look very good this year.
Prior to this season, he had an overall losing record as a pitcher, 53 and 54.
There's Neil Huntington next to the dugout. Those are the guys that pull the trigger. So much knowledge and talk goes into who you're going to sign in the offseason. This has been a great find, like you talked about, Dick.
That last pitch is one that the Padres have been swinging at, but Hundley stays off it. See number 4. Well outside. So 2-2 now with the Padre catcher. New daddy.
Probably going to see that slider down and in again. Got out of the strike zone on his second strike.
2-0 Pirates, but with 2 outs, the Padres have 2 men in scoring position, and 2-2 the count.
You got to come up with a big hit. If you're going to win these games, these are the situations you have to come through on.
Doesn't chase. Full count now.
Good job on Nick just getting back into a count that he can work. Now he has to elevate this pitch.
Padre fans looking for a big base hit to tie it up. Off the head of the bat foul, and that was ball 4. What are they looking at there, Venable?
You can see that right there. Scouting reports. Pittsburgh Pirates. Those are the scouting reports you have to go on. Maybe they're disagreeing with some of the scouting reports. You know, they pitch differently to each team. It's not always locked in stone exactly how they're going to work.
Ball 4. That's a good at bat for Hundley. Bases are loaded. Well, baseball language, the lexicon for bases loaded. Several ways of describing that through the years. Padre over every pillow, not one of them. Bases choked or clogged. You hear bases drunk a lot. Bases jammed, juiced.
Oh, I like juiced. Yeah, sacks full, bases juiced. Yeah. I know our guy down near the first base dugout, Mark Loretta, loved him juiced, didn't you, Mark?
I sure did, yeah. Swings absolutely.
Pressure's
Bases
on the
drunk,
pitcher?
No question right here. And you can see how the fortunes of a pitcher can change here with a walk, a seeing eye double, and now another walk here with a big chance for the Padres.
Cedeno grounds it right at Alvarez. However, the throw to second is in time to get the force on Hundley. So the Padres leave the bases drunk. It's 2-0 after 4. Baseball brought to you by Sequan Casino. Real friendly, real close. By Modelo Especial. Discover the Especial. And by the Aramco Group. Purchase, refinance, reverse. A night of baseball lexicon and language. One of those, the Mendoza line, named for shortstop Mario Mendoza, the former Pirate. Career batting average .215, but as he struggled through the years, 200 became the Mendoza line.
Yeah, and I can't stand that one. The reason for it, he was my single-A manager in Palm Springs. And, you'd have people yelling that from the stands. He wasn't too keen on that. Known for his glove as the shortstop. But, man, I tell you what, I've been on the interstate, not the Mendoza line, and the interstate is not good either, 100s. It's probably the reason why I got out of baseball. It's not known for sub 200 is not good, the Mendoza line.
Tony Sanchez. He was below the Mendoza line, but he only had 34 at bats with 6 hits. So 1 hit tonight gets him right to 200. And he lines that at left field and right at Logan Forsythe. Sanchez singled the first time and whips a frozen rope to Forsythe's glove and left.
Some people talk about that like laundry, that line drive on a clothesline.
A laser, a clothesline, a frozen rope. A bullet, a pea.
I saw that smile on Logan Forsythe's face looking at Will Venable. Those line drives can be a little scary when you're in the outfield.
Yeah, there was a little hesitation as he saw that ball off the bat. Uh-oh, don't let that go over my head. Liriano, the pitcher, sacrificed the first time. In his career, he's 5 for 55. Doesn't represent a serious threat, as that swing would indicate.
Well, Andrew Cashner's been a little more aggressive since that error in right field with his fastball. Nothing wrong with that.
Comes back with a changeup. No, I guess not. 95. That's what's so deceptive about Cashner. Looks as if he's not even throwing with any effort, and yet that one comes up at 95.
Yeah, I think the greatest compliment, it looks like he's playing catch. That means his solid mechanics and a prized arm.
Right back to Cashner, fielding his position well. And there's 2 away. Well, another expression, them fighting words in the lexicon of the game. A dust-up, rhubarb, a brawl, a Donnybrook, a Brannigan. Rhubarb goes back to the Red Barber days.
Now, take a look at Tim Flannery, one of my favorites in the game. Yeah, getting after it.
That was that classic fight in Atlanta where the benches emptied 3 or 4 times during the course of the game. That was a Donnybrook. 2 outs to Josh Harrison. He struck out twice. He gets that first pitch changeup that dipped under his swing.
You can see the action on that changeup. Good arm speed by Andrew Cashner.
Low by Alonso, and Cashner hustles over to first for that 6-4 and the 60-yard dash speed for the out. Andrew Kashner. The Pittsburgh pitcher Francisco Liriano has the strikeout pitch going. 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 3 in the third, 1 in the fourth.
Now, Dick, it's been devastating arm action from him. He's got a tight slider down in the zone to right-handers. And he's been spotting the fastball on both sides of the plate. Also going in a quick rhythm. It's made it uncomfortable for the Padres. Hopefully they can make an adjustment moving forward. They had some action last inning. The bases loaded.
Only 2 ground ball outs and 1 fly ball out. He's not needed a lot of defense, has he? Padres with 3 hits, 2 by Forsythe, a single and a double. Cedeno the other single. See what Kashner can do. Hitting .270. 10 for 37, but struck out trying to bunt his first time. Four of his hits, bunt hits.
Well, why not? Andrew Kashner is very, very good athlete. You saw in the start in Milwaukee, helped himself with that bunt, changed the whole thing around, but he's also swung the bat, got a home run in Arizona.
Yeah, wicked breaking ball there.
Go down to Mark Loretta next to the dugout. Mark, we saw the scouting reports of Will Venable, Chris Denorfia, some of the things that we want to do. Did you rely on those scouting reports as well?
Yeah, absolutely, Swains. I wanted to know what the pitcher had, what his tendencies were in certain counts, things like that. And you're also seeing on the defensive side with the Pirates how they're overplaying the shift on the infield. I think organizations are looking for that competitive edge, and some think that the defensive side with scouting reports is the answer. Another interesting tidbit, Dick, is the Pirates lead all of Major League Baseball in pitching inside, which I think is coming back in the game. You're seeing a lot of teams pound hitters inside now that perhaps the PEDs are out of the game, etc.
That's a good point, and you have to pitch inside. If I think you be successful, opens up so many avenues as a hitter. When somebody pitches inside, it speeds you up a little bit. You can see the Padres have gotten out of the strike zone more times tonight than they have in a long time.
10 strikeouts for Liriano. That's 1 under his high for the year. And he gets his 10th with the leadoff man in the 5th inning. Denorfia whistles that one fair into the left field corner. And Denorfia on his way to second with a 1-out double. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate again for the Padres.
Well, that's got to feel good for Chris Denorfia. His 16th double on the season. And we've already talked about the error he had in right field. A couple strikeouts leading into this at bat, making up for it.
That goes back to Mark Loretta's point. Pitching inside, he got an inside pitch and pulled it sharply into left field for the double.
Well, you saw Will Venable and Chris Denorfia look at the scouting reports. They've already gone over them. He's trying to reinforce what their plan of attack is at the plate. See if Will Venable can capitalize as well.
Denorfia strikes out twice, now the double. Venable struck out his first 2 times. Trying to extend his hitting streak to 16 straight games. He's going to dump a bunt down the third base side, but fouls it back. Pirates play Venable fairly honestly. The shortstop Mercer is much closer to the bag. He's only about 10 feet off the bag, right behind the runner. Ooh, did he go? Yep.
Well, here's what they're looking at, the scouting report from the Pittsburgh Pirates, and just reinforcing what the numbers are, the percentages of how many times they throw in. Mark Loretta talked about they like to throw the fastball in. They'll break down different counts. Sometimes you go with it, sometimes you just go with the feeling that you have, especially with Will Venable being hot.
Up the middle. And the shortstop, second baseman fight over it, and they just do get it as Mercer, the shortstop, wins the battle with Walker. And of course, he's fielding with his momentum going toward first base, and that just did nail Venable.
Well, this is what happens when you have a lot of shifts, and it's uncomfortable in the middle of the infield. You can see Walker just holds enough back to let Mercer come in front of him. But an awkward play out there, and lucky with Will Venable's speed down the line.
Northia moves to third, 2 out. Up to Jerko to try to dent this 2-0 lead for Pittsburgh.
Almost was a collision, a yard sale.
Yeah, he could have. Walker bunked his shortstop, forced an errant throw. Good stop by Sanchez with Northia leaning toward home plate in his lead. Jerko with 13 homers. It's a good total for the rookie, considering he missed a full month of play.
When you have 10 strikeouts, you tend to earn some pitches. Looked like this ball was down. Tony Sanchez did a nice job squeezing that from our Fox tracks by Nissan. Looked like a little bit off the plate, catching the edge a little bit.
There's a ball well off the strike zone, and Jerko, like so many tonight, fooled and went after it.
That slider's been devastating to pick up out of his hands.
2-0 Bucks. Northia at third with 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Good pitch to hit there. Middle in.
Now this is a mistake pitch by Liriano. He wanted this down the dirt again. Gets elevated and also gets a piece of Sanchez. The tools of ignorance. Didn't help him there. He caught a lot of skin.
It's not that the mask and chest protector and shin guards are stupid. It's just sometimes the player must be to harness up in them. There's a long run, and it'll fall on the warning path between first baseman Jones and Harrison and Wright. Well, Jerko another chance. The count 1-2.
Well, Mark Loretta down there near the dugout. Your impressions of Jed Jerko and what he's done this year?
I've been thrilled with the way Jed has played, Swings. I think on both sides of the ball. His defense, for me, has been almost as good as his hitting. He's showed good range, great hands. He turns the whole play very well, and he gives you a solid at bat with a threat to go deep. He's been great.
And another strikeout, the 11th of the game for Liriano. The Padres leave a man at third. It's still 2-0 Pittsburgh.
It's that's a seed, meaning it's the ball came off the bat and it literally looked like just a little very small seed.
For me is when I get done pitching, I'm in the dugout and I hear Buddy just say, "Barrel it up." So he's talking to the hitters the whole time, but I think it's a good saying for guys, just confidence or something. But I don't know, it makes me smile.
The language of this great game of baseball, going all the way back to the last century and the century before. The new Dixon Baseball Dictionary has from A to Z, and our friend in the Washington, D.C. area, Paul Dixon, is a wonderful writer. It's kind of fun to leaf through there, see what you can find, and we use that as a basis for our night of language.
And it looks like that glove on the front cover that Jerry Coleman used, the Colonel.
Yeah, that's throw that on the griddle and add a little maple syrup. That'd be a little breakfast on that one.
That's right.
Neil Walker, then McCutchen and Alvarez in the Pirates' 6th inning. A couple of unearned runs, or we'd be in a scoreless duel. A whitewash. Nothing but goose eggs. But a couple of singles and a 3-base error by Denorfia and Wright, giving the Bucks the 2-0 lead as Walker takes a strike, 1-2.
Well, Dick, we talk about the concentration level, and you got to be impressed with Andrew Kashner. He understands Lariano's racking up the strikeouts. He's got to do his part and keep it right here, give his team an opportunity to come back.
Did he go? Yes, he did. Rung up by Dana DeMuth.
Neil Walker doesn't like that. Dana DeMuth, the crew chief. Let's take a look at this pitch by Andrew Kashner. Down and in, that slider. Good bite. He had that slider in Colorado, and yes, he did go.
Third strikeout for Kashner. Here's McCutchen. He's 2 for 2. 2 of the 4 hits. A couple of singles. Ooh, got away with one hanging in the middle of the plate.
Well, sometimes you can hang that first pitch. They're sitting on that fastball by Andrew Kashner. And that's what velocity does. It locks you into that one pitch, that single focus. None of the hitters want to get beat by a fastball.
2 of the hitters having great August. McCutchen just behind Jason Worth, and there's Will Venable with the 6th best batting average in this month. Not dog days for them. They're howling. Popped up. Shallow and right. Denorfia for the 2nd out. Well, the last time, 4th inning, Alvarez came up. McCutchen had singled. He's at first. He singles through the hole on the ground. Denorfia over. Whoops! All the way to the wall. McCutchen scores, and so does Alvarez. Instead of a single, he makes the grand tour. And 2 unearned runs. The story so far in the game.
Well, you can see these lines right out here, how they change. And sometimes those hard ground balls will actually snake. Not making excuses for Chris Denorfia, because he has to make that play, but you'll get those hard balls that stay on the grass, and they'll snake right at you.
You'd really see that on the old artificial carpet that zigzag. Almost every ground ball would take some sharp turns many times. That ball will take a sharp turn when it lands in the stands. Alvarez has hit number 31. Only the 3rd home run given up by Kashner since June 2nd, as Alvarez now leading the National League with 31 homers, and it's a 3-0 game.
Let's take a look at the pitch. This slider leaks out over the plate, speeds the bat up. See Andrew Kashner pulling that, trying to get it down in the strike zone, just not enough. Alvarez with the power display. Guys with this type of power don't worry about where they hit. They square it up. They believe it's going to go.
Garrett Jones has walked and flied to right. So Alvarez, his single and his home run leading to all 3 runs. 82nd RBI. We don't know what Goldschmidt has done at Cincinnati, losing to the Reds 5-3. Jay Bell, the hitting coach.
Well, he's very impressed with the maturation of Alvarez.
Two hopper to Alonso for the final out, but the Pirates add on. The home run Alvarez makes it 3-0.
Now for your AT and Tweet Twitter poll results, we asked you which term you like best when talking about a home run, and Jack runs away with this one. 46% of you like Jack as the best terminology. And then you've got Tater. That would have been my choice because I like anything that has to do with food. Then you've got Dinger, and Big Fly and Moonshot kind of came in the last place there. Guys, I have a theory. I think the Padres fans like Jack because they like the Jack deck. Of course, one of Will Venable's favorite places to hit home runs this season.
So to be in the spirit of the night, Pedro Alvarez with a jack, his 31st. Alonso first ball swinging right to the bag, easy out. One pitch, one away. That'll bring up Headley, and then Forsythe to follow here in the last of the 6th inning. Now, this should be no surprise to especially fans that have followed the Pittsburgh success this year, that Liriano, 18 starts. 12 of the 18, he's allowed 1 run or no runs.
Yeah, it's impressive. He looks very comfortable tonight, Dick, and it's all about fastball command and working off of that fastball with his slider, and also had a nice changeup tonight to throw another thought into the Padres' heads.
Headley, a strikeout and a walk. His 13 wins, Liriano leads the league. His ERA coming in 2.68 is the 8th best in the league. He's allowed the fewest home runs in the league, only 5 home runs in 18 starts. He's about to make a run home. There it is. Fewest home runs allowed in the National League. Chacin, Sanchez 6, Harvey with 7. We'll see Burnett tomorrow night with 8. He too with a no-hitter against the Padres. And 2-2 to Headley.
You can see from our Fox tracks by Nissan working down in the zone as well. All of those down in there.
Bounces in. Might have gotten the bare hand at catcher Sanchez.
He's had some foul tips. Ball in the dirt. And you can see he's trying to get that feeling back in his hand.
Full count now, Headley.
I always wondered how catchers did that. Rattle one off the hand and then have to take the next at bat, not feeling your fingers.
Strike 3 called. Well, that is a borderline pitch, but no argument from Headley. 12 strikeouts, a season high for Liriano. Well, if we're talking about names, how about how the Pirates got their nickname? Dubbed the Pirates way back in 1891. Signed the famed second baseman Lou Bierbauer away from the Philadelphia A's, and the A's cried in protest the signing as piratical. And the nickname Pirates was born.
Piratical. That guy's piratical right there. He's thrown that hat everywhere.
Liriano, while this is his season high 12 strikeouts, his career high is 15. Yeah, the great Roberto Clemente, remembered by that fan.
Jason Kendall on the left, McCutchen. It's the history of the Pirates.
Forsythe, the one Padre hitter not baffled by the offerings of Liriano. He has a single to right and a double off the shortstop's glove. 3-0 now. The visitors, a couple of unearned runs in the fourth, and Alvarez home run here in the sixth. High drive to center, but McCutchen has a beat on it. And the Padres go in order for only the second time in the game.
And I working on the post-game show for you. Boy, this is a tough one right now for the Padres. Really good pitchers duel.
It really has been. And, Andrew Cashner's pitched his heart out tonight, but Liriano's had that filthy slider that's just been devastating on the Padre hitters.
Yeah, you're taking a look at Cashner now, and boy, he was really making all the pitches. He gets victimized a little bit with the single, three-base error, two-run score early, then Alvarez with the solo shot. So the Padres still right there in this one, but Liriano's just giving everybody fits.
Yeah, I think his off-speed stuff has just been devastating with the slider, the changeup, and he's got that 93 to go with it.
It's a tough mix, but hopefully we'll see a lot more offense here. Still plenty of baseball left to be played. When we see in the post-game show, we'll break down everything that happened. Also, a live interview with tomorrow's starter, Tyson Ross. We're going to get to know him a little away from baseball, too, and we'll have the results of our baseball language. You get to name what we're going to start calling a Padres walk-off home run. You go to Twitter, you type in @ Fox Sports SD with your best phrase or word for a walk-off home run. We'll have that for you in a post-game show, gentlemen.
All right, Mike and Mark to follow game action here from Petco Park. As we go to the seventh, Jordy Mercer, a ground out and a walk. Then it'll be Tapia and Sanchez, the lower end of the order for the Pittsburgh Pirates, leading 3-0. High fly ball lifted to straightaway center field. Venable coast under it. Can of corn, one away.
Well, that was the 81st pitch by Andrew Kashner tonight. 16 first pitch strikes. So many things you talk about that you fall in love with Andrew Kashner. And he's evolving right in front of our eyes. And I don't want to put ace on him right now, but he has ace type stuff. And that's encouraging for the San Diego Padres.
Tabata, 2 double plays, lined into a double play, lined back to the pitcher, and grounded into a 4-6-3 twin killing. Shortstop Cedeno for the second out. And time now for our San Diego fans of the game. And there they are. And young lady joins. It's a ladies group there, in fact. Future San Diego Madre.
I love the camo unis. Big win yesterday. I know you weren't here, Dick, but Will Venable with a big home run in those camo unis right there.
It's the most popular uniform as the Padres clothe the Little Leaguers. A hot shot to the hot corner, and Headley takes care of it. A quick 1-2-3 inning in the 7th. Stretch half of the 7th. Maybe it'll bring some magic to the Padre bats. Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Pacifico Beer, discovered in Baja, imported by surfers. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealer, inviting you to test drive a luxurious Lexus automobile today. Well, the Padres made a move involving the pitching staff, and for that news, let's go down to Laura McKeeman.
Well, thank you, Dick. And yes, the Padres designate Sean O'Sullivan for assignment and recall Brad Boxberger from Tucson. Bud Black said it was tough to see O'Sullivan go, and they wish the best for him, of course, being a San Diego guy. They're hoping for some good stuff out of Boxberger. Bud Black said he's shown flashes of great pitching, but there's been some inconsistencies, so we're looking for consistent fundamental pitching from Brad. Also, he says he just wants him to get ahead in the count and put guys away. He's got big league stuff. And Boxberger says when he was down in Tucson, he really worked on pitching and re-emphasized that getting ahead of hitters and throwing first pitch strikes, guys.
Well, I agree with that, Laura. And you look at Brad Boxberger, it's not about the arm and what he does. It's all about making adjustments. And when he first came up to the big leagues with the Padres, in my estimation, he fell in love with his changeup. Now, learning how to pitch is sequencing with those pitches, how to set up hitters. And to be successful in the big leagues, you can't just go with what you fall in love with. You got to learn how to pitch. And hopefully Brad Boxberger has made those adjustments. Here he is.
Getting ready. Cashner's given the Padres a quality start. 3 runs, only 1 earned. Hundley has struck out and walked. Ground ball sharply, but right at the shortstop. Mercer. 1 out. Well, the club used in this game, the baseball bat. It also has, wow, there's a good one, Ted Williams. Lumber, the stick, wood. That's what you. That's you Irish guys like that shillelagh.
Well, there's my man, Mark Grant, talking about the shillelagh.
I haven't heard the expression log for quite a while. Stick very popular.
Hard to swing a log.
That was the old days. What did Babe Ruth swing live? Like 42 ounces, Jimmy Fox, those guys.
I got to pick up that bat. I tell you what. That is a lead pipe.
Railroad tie. Cedeno, the ex-Buck, has a single and a ground out to third.
I remember a guy, Lance Johnson, small guy, 42-ounce bat.
Ted Williams swung a 33, 34 ounce, not a heavy bat. 24,050, the paid attendance on this Monday night to see the first of the 3-game series. Hope you're making your plans to be with us. 2 more with the Pirates, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday with the Cubs. Way outside. 3-1 to Cedeno. Jesus Guzman on deck. Andrew Cashner's night apparently is over.
Bud Black, Rick Renteria, the bench coach, discussing how they're going to make these moves.
Fly ball right at the center fielder, and McCutchen squeezes the second out. Well, it's interesting how baseball language for almost the same word in another sport is so different. It's a coach in, say, football, basketball, but manager in baseball. It's the locker rooms in those other sports, but a clubhouse in baseball. Out of bounds is foul territory in baseball. Referees in tennis, football, basketball, umpires in baseball. And a strike in other sports is to hit, especially football. Strike in this game is to miss.
I think the referees and umpires is what messes a lot of people up that aren't around baseball.
And we've had a last-minute change here with no one on. Bud Black is going to call back Guzman. And it's Jeff Decker who is pinch hitting and quickly behind on the count, 2 strikes.
Well, people are wondering why you would do that. Well, Jesus Guzman, he needs to be used later in the ball game. They like to use him with men on base. He's hit some big home runs this year off the bench.
Count goes 1-2 to Decker.
Sometimes as managers you got to save your bullets.
Pretty tough assignment for young Decker, 23 years of age.
You see Darren Balsley having conversations with Edison Volquez. Can't say enough about this coaching staff. I know we always talk about it, but they're always working, always trying to get better, and having constant communication.
Stays alive. 3-0 Bucks here at the bottom of the 7th.
I've been on staffs that have very good coaching, but I've also been on staffs that they don't communicate as much. They have expectations on you as a player to make the adjustments on your own.
No, these are teachers.
And they are. Phil Plantier in the middle. Constant communication with a lot of these younger guys. And also relying on the Kotses. Some of the experience that's on this bench.
104 pitches now for Liriano. The Pirates, part of their success in first place, they're pitching 14 shutouts this year. And another strikeout, number 13 for Liriano. The Padres go in order again.
Orphea, I think, coined the phrase shower ball. It's when you, the last pitch a pitcher on the other team throws before he hits a shower. So you say, give him the shower ball, so you knock him out of the game.
That is a good one.
You take a lot of pride in trying to knock a pitcher out of the game.
Well, the two starting pitchers were outstanding. Liriano nudged better than Andrew Kastner, who gave up only one earned run. Liriano none, and he's now out of the game as Gabby Sanchez, the former Miami Marlin, will lead off the 8th inning. 2 unearned runs in the 4th inning, a couple of singles and a 3-base error by Denorfia and Wright. And then the solo home run by Alvarez for the 3-0 lead. And just called up, Boxberger goes to work.
Well, the report that Laura McKeeman had earlier about Brad Boxberger said they've been working on the breaking ball a little bit. There's Liriano. Outstanding effort by him tonight. Credit where credit's due. Dominating stuff. But about Boxberger, it's adding that breaking ball and the confidence using that breaking ball. And it goes into that pitching. And learning how to make those adjustments and hopefully staying here at this level.
To show you the depth of this Pittsburgh team, they're playing tonight without 3 men that would normally be in the lineup. Marte, who's a .282 hitter with 11 home runs and 35 runs batted in. A bad hand stepped on him. Russell Martin, the catcher, who has been a significant addition to this Pittsburgh roster. Well, and Gabby Sanchez.
And they played 16 innings yesterday. Russell Martin caught all 16. There's Marte. Energetic player that plays great defense in the outfield. They've done a nice job scouting, developing. I talked to the people in Pittsburgh now. They're excited about this bunch and they're excited for the future.
And Boxberger falls behind 3-1. Liriano 7 innings, no runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 13 strikeouts. And ball 4. That won't please the manager, walking the leadoff man. And to the top of the order we go. Well, out of the bullpen comes Brad Boxberger, and a couple 3 meetings for the word bullpen, the area of the ballpark, of course, where the relief pitchers are housed and warm up. The phrase bullpen refers to the entire relief pitching staff. And bullpen is also in between starts. You take a bullpen session. And there it is. And you give credit to the name derived from the Durham Bulls that had a big bull right near where the pitchers, the relief pitchers, not in a pen of sort, but just down the right field line, was located. Old Durham tobacco. And so the phrase, many say that's where it started. They're warming up down in the bullpen.
Well, I love the adjustment that they've made here, taking the bullpen out of play and putting where they're supposed to be in that left center, stacking them out in left. New addition this year at Petco Park.
Sanchez a little lackadaisical in getting back to the bag. Harrison was squaring to bunt. Looks as if Hurdle's trying to play for a 4th run. Three runs, 5 hits for the Bucks. No runs, 4 hits for San Diego as changeup 1-1. Tomorrow night, 6:30, our broadcast time for Fox Sports San Diego's Padre pregame show. Tyson Ross will be on the hill with his flashy 2.62 ERA against veteran A.J. Burnett. He's 5-8 for the Bucks. Through that no-hitter at Qualcomm Stadium where he walked 9 men in a no-hit game. One ball, 1 strike as the fans trying to get a wave going. Bunted to first. Alonso's going to go to second and has the force. There was no doubt in his mind when he charged he was going to go for the lead runner, and it's well executed by Alonso.
Well, you got to know your runner. Like Yonder Alonso does a nice job charging here, being very aggressive, and he understands Sanchez does not have the speed. Very aggressive play by Yonder Alonso, but accurate throw to second base.
Alonso has a good arm for a first baseman, doesn't he?
It's accurate.
So Neil Walker up with runner at first base and one out. He slid to right, lined to right, and struck out. Ooh, he had him leading and gets him. Good move by Boxberger. He picks off Harrison.
You're exactly right, Dick. Good move. Quick feet. Watch the feet by Boxberger. Yes. Going on that first pitch. Tagged by Alonso. Quick feet by Brad Boxberger.
So if the Padres are going to rally now and overcome this 3-0 lead, they're going to have to beat the pattern of the Pirates all year long. When they have led after 7 innings, they're 54-3. Their bullpen has been really superb.
Well, they got power arms out of the bullpen.
That's Justin Wilson.
From the left side, the right side. A lot of sliders, a lot of cutters out of that bullpen. Talking to Clint Hurdle before the game, they've gone through a stretch where they've had their bullpens been taxed.
Yeah, 16 innings yesterday, and then they had to fly from Pittsburgh here. In fact, last week, 6 games, 3 of them in extra innings. So, he's had to work through that bullpen, and he got just what he wanted tonight. Liriano, 7 solid innings, scoreless innings.
That'll help the bullpen.
2-2 now to Walker. Padres will have the top of the order against the relief pitcher Wilson in the last half of this 8th inning. Just below the strike zone. The Wednesday game, a late afternoon game, 3:40. Our broadcast time 3 o'clock on Wednesday. Ian Kennedy and Jarrett Cole from the UCLA Star. Fly ball to right field. Denorfia charges in. And Boxberger has worked through the 8th inning. Padres need 3 to tie. Justin Wilson makes his 48th game appearance. Left-hander will face Denorfia, Venable, and Jerko.
Oh, another power arm out of Clint Hurdle's bullpen.
Sanchez stays in the game at first base and put the pitcher in the number 5 spot. Boy, comes in with a 94-mile-an-hour strike to Denorfia.
Yeah, averages right around 95, Dick, and he has a fastball cutter mix, curve and change. Very aggressive with the fastball.
Slices that one down the line. 2 strikes the count. Denorfia struck out twice and doubled to left. Oh! How did that not hit him? Boy, that is not quite chin music, but that is definitely close to buzzing the tower.
Everybody out there, take a look. This is scary.
Yeah, that is chin music.
It is not a good feeling.
So 1-2 on Denorfia. Another ball sliced to right out of play.
And there's no purpose on that pitch other than making it very uncomfortable for Chris Denorfia. So many thoughts go through your mind when you're on the dirt, on your back. You got to dig in and get that concentration level up again.
Chop foul. Super slow motion. You can see the rotation of that fastball. I mean, right through the mid of catcher Sanchez. That was fast in slow motion.
You know, Dick, this isn't a contact sport, but if it gets very uncomfortable with velocity out of somebody's hand, sometimes you don't know where it's going.
Bounces one for a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Right back to the pitcher, and Wilson has the first down. 1-3.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres. Also a disclaimer.
Yeah, they're having some fun out on a Monday night. Padres with 1 out, and this could be the last opportunity for Will Venable to extend his hitting streak to 16 games. He's had to face left-handers all night. 2 strikeouts and a ground out facing Liriano.
Well, Dick, like Tony Gwynn talked about it, Will Venable's earned these at-bats with his consistency, and he has to show that he can handle these situations.
Good cut there.
Yeah, good swing. You don't want to be known for one of those platoon guys, and I think Will Venable is one of those guys that'll definitely say that. But you still have to earn it. You have to earn the trust of your manager. Bud Black has loved the way Will Venable has played the game, all-around game. Robbed a home run yesterday.
Inside, 1-2. Wilson trying to influence plate umpire Noward as he took that walk as if he had a strikeout. He played his college ball at Fresno State.
Our Fox tracks by Southland Technology. You can see that inner half with that fastball. Very aggressive.
Well, speaking of birthdays, Wilson celebrated his 26th yesterday. And still alive, 1-2 is Venable.
Happy birthday. Here's a 16-inning game against the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Venable trying to get something started here with Jerko and then Alonso to follow. Struck him out. Third time tonight. Venable's gone down swinging. So that might be the end of that wonderful 15-game hitting streak. Let's go to Laura. What do you have for us?
Well, Dick, I have one of your favorites in our baseball language theme. This is called somebody getting Wally pipped, a player who takes himself out of the lineup for illness or injury and then loses their job. And this all started June 2nd, 1925. Yankees first baseman Wally Pipp was replaced in the lineup by Lou Gehrig. And the rest is history, guys.
And so was Pipp with the Yankees.
Yep.
Here's Jerko. Takes ball one. He sent a soft liner to second, struck out, and struck out again in the fifth inning. Padres have had a few chances. They're 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Best opportunity was in the fourth against Liriano. They loaded the bases with 2 outs. A walk to Headley, Forsythe doubled, and Hundley walked to load him up, but Cedeno bounced out to end the inning. That one into the second tier. 14 times Padres have struck out tonight. That's 48 strikeouts in the last 5 games. Good swing by Jerko.
Yeah, that's probably the reason too, Dick. You talk about those strikeouts. You go back to a lot of those. I think it's fouling off pitches that you really should be putting in play. And that's sometimes easier said than done, but sometimes in situations taking bigger swings, not cutting your swing down. You got a velocity guy on the mound. You just got to be short and try to put the barrel on the baseball.
One after a pitch thrown inside, but stays alive 2-2.
It's really difficult. 95, cutting action in with 2 strikes.
Two unearned runs for the Bucks in the fourth and a home run by Alvarez in the sixth. That's the story. And another strikeout as the Padres go 1-2-3 in the eighth. Time running out. 3-0 Pittsburgh. The third baseman. This was a single, but it got by Denorfia. McCutcheon on first base comes around to score, and Alvarez pumps his way home. A single into a go-around, and then this one was the legit touch-em-all as he homers for the 31st time this year. And the only earned run off starter Andrew Kashner to make it 3-0. Brad Boxberger comes in to work the 9th inning, his 2nd inning of pitching. He faces McCutcheon, who's 2 for 3. Then Alvarez, 2 for 3, and the pitcher's spot. Boxberger allowing a walk in the 8th inning. But a pickoff move, so he faced only 3 men. This day in history, August 19th in 51, Bill Beck decided to have a little fun and sent Eddie Goodell, the 3-foot-7-inch leadoff man, for the St. Louis Browns against the Detroit Tigers, and he walked on 4 pitches wearing 1/8 on his back as the number. Bill Beck, oh, none like him. Beck is in wreck, wasn't that the title of his book? And on this date in 1921, Ty Cobb, 3,000th base hit, the youngest ever to reach 3,000. He was only 34. Mark Melanson, right-hander, getting ready. Jason Grilly on the injured list. And McCutcheon's aboard again, just as he walked the leadoff man in the 8th. He walks McCutcheon to start the 9th. Laura.
Well, Dick, we've got our finalists for our Twitter question. We asked you your suggestions for walk-off home run names, and we've got these for the Friars. Friar Fly-Off. We also have a bow ball over the wall, Petco Pop, Downtown Firework, Friar Finish, 3 left turns, and Friar Flyers. So great suggestions from our fans. We're going to give you our 2 winners in the postgame show, so you want to stay tuned until after the final out to watch Padres Live, the postgame show, and find out who wins the special baseball language poster.
So that's for the walk-off home run lingo. So stay tuned. All the highlights and analysis of the game, and the winner of our baseball language lexicon for a walk-off homer by the Padres. Russell Martin, the catcher, is waiting on deck. He'll be the pinch hitter for the pitcher. Boxberger walking the leadoff man for the 2nd inning, and dangerous Pedro Alvarez already with his 31st homer of the season.
And those are the little things that drive Bud Black crazy. Walking 2 leadoff hitters, getting called up from AAA. You want to make adjustments, and that's not a good impression to give to your manager.
Shift is on for Alvarez. The count goes 2-1.
There he is. And if you look at Brad Boxberger, and he's fallen in love with his changeup again. 2-0 changeup to Andrew McCutcheon.
McCutcheon, he threatens to go, and Alvarez, a big swing, 2-2.
Alvarez got a little long on that swing. Eyes got big.
Strikes out a lot, hasn't struck out tonight. 150 times, leading the National League, but he also leads in home runs. Any manager will forgive you if you strike out a lot and you produce the home run ball. It's when you only have 10 home runs and strike out 150 that they raise an eyebrow. You know, while I was gone for the long weekend for a college reunion and for a golf tournament that supports my little high school back in Michigan, had a chance to see a couple of the Tiger games, late games, and Miguel Cabrera, you know, he has 13 home runs in the 9th inning or later. 13!
Yeah, it's amazing. What a show he's put on. So many guys talk about Chris Davis from Baltimore. Everyone you talk to, especially in the game, will say Miguel Cabrera is the best hitter in the game, bar none. Putting up numbers, 40 home runs yesterday.
Can't run a lick, so he has to hit a triple to get a double, and that one was a sliding double. But he came up in a tie game with Kansas City, 9th inning, 3-1 pitch, tried to waste one low and away, boom, right field, home run.
Well, we talked about Andrew Cashner. It looked like he's playing catch out there. Well, to me, Miguel Cabrera looks like he's taking batting practice during the game.
Runner goes, 3-2, foul ball. McCutcheon will return to first base.
You just marvel at the talent in the big leagues. Everywhere you go.
finals tonight. Philadelphia beat Colorado 5-4. Cincinnati defeated Arizona 5-3. We'll have all the scores for you as well on the post-game show. 3-2 again, and there goes McCutchen. Swung on the miss. The throw by Hundley. Strike him out. Throw him out. The third double play of the night.
Oh, what a great throw by Nick Hundley. I think it was on a changeup as well. Let's take a look at the pitch by Boxberger. Yes, a changeup. Good transfer, and throws a strike to Cedeno.
Well, you can use that expression P for a ball hit well, but also you can throw a P, and that's what that was.
You know, credit Nick Hundley too, understanding the situation of the game. They're down 3. Just doing his job, not showing too much emotion.
Russell Martin, the starting catcher, but rested after going 16 innings behind the plate yesterday in Pittsburgh. To Headley at third. And that's it for the Pirates in the 9th inning. Padres need 3. Alonso will lead it off. Bottom of the 9th, 3-0 Pittsburgh. You saw the highlights, all produced offensively by Pedro Alvarez. 2 runs on the single and 3 base error and the home run. Great pitching by Francisco Liriano, who again, and now 13 times in 19 starts, Liriano has allowed 1 run or no runs. Now here's Mark Melanson, who's taken over for Jason Grilli. Grilli injured, and Melanson has the lowest ERA of any relief pitcher in the National League. In the last 26 games, 26 innings pitched, he's allowed 1 earned run.
Well, Mark Melanson relies all on the cutter into left-handed hitters and away to righties. And it's that late moving cutter. It's a fastball that has that late cut. Very difficult to square up, especially for the left-handers.
He was a long shot pick by the Dodgers, 30th round in 2003, but didn't sign. Went to college, and the Yankees picked him in the 9th round in 2006. And with the Yankees, Houston, Boston, and this is his first year in Pittsburgh. Yonder Alonso has struck out and grounded out twice. Headley, then Forsythe.
You also see the velocity on Melanson. 93, 94. Big arms in the Pittsburgh bullpen.
Foul tip, 1-1. Monson went on to play his college ball at the University of Arizona, where his catcher was Nick Hundley. Two and one.
Looks like Yonder Alonso has gotten off the plate just a little bit. See Jason Grilli, the closer. They expect him hopefully back in September or maybe even a little bit before.
Ground ball sharply and gloved by Sanchez, who stayed in the game after pinch hitting. Alonso is out, 1 out in the ninth, and time now for our Carl's Jr. star of the game, the 29-year-old left-hander Francisco Liriano. I mean, he was throwing the ball that just seemed to dart away from anything wood. 13 strikeouts, 4 hits in 7 innings for Liriano, a career high in strikeout, or a season high in strikeouts, 2 below his career high. Quite a job. Chase Headley has struck out twice and walked. Relaxed manager Clint Hurdle with a 3-0 lead and down to the 9th inning. With a man who's been more than stingy out of the bullpen all season long. Lifted foul, 1-1. Ooh, look at the drop on that curveball. My goodness. That's a 12-6.
Well, that's a good take by Chase Headley. Sometimes you take it because you just don't see it out of his hands. You're expecting that cutter.
Two and two.
He backs it up with another strike.
Well, the Pirates are third in the majors. The Dodgers have 16 shutouts, the Indians 15, and the Pirates 14. As we showed you at the very top of the game, the reason they're in first place, not their hitting. It's been their pitching has been superb all season long. Just did clip that one foul.
Good swing by Chase. Nice night by Logan Forsythe, swinging the bat. Really the only guy that looked very comfortable against Liriano.
Ground ball sharply up the middle and into right center field. So Headley beats the shift. They had 3 men on the right side, but he was able to shoot it between the shortstop and second baseman for the 5th Padre hit.
Let's take a look at the shift, and you can see the shortstop on the second base side. And he does beat it with a hard ground ball. Took that first breaking ball. The next one elevated, he laces into right center.
And the Padres need another base runner to bring that tying run to the plate. Here's Forsythe, a single, a double, and a line out to center.
That slider a little bit different, a downward action. The cutter almost goes side to side. That hard slider has that downward action, staying on that outside edge. Good pitch by Melanson.
He came over from Boston in the offseason in a 4-for-2 trade, as the Pirates got Melanson, another pitcher Stolmy Pimentel, and infielders Jerry Sands and Ivan De Jesus, 2 former Dodgers. And they sent Joel Hanrahan and an infielder Brock Holt to Boston, and Hanrahan immediately injured, so they've lost him literally most of the year. Boston has, so it worked out best for Pittsburgh. In the dirt, 1-2.
Well, never fit into the Boston Red Sox bullpen. Sometimes when you have an off year, they'll get rid of you, and then when you find a happy place, which is Pittsburgh, you flourish.
Yeah, he was 0-2 with the Red Sox with a 6.20 ERA. And a series of Ks continues. 16th man to strike out for the Padres tonight. Down to the final out, Nick Hundley. Pitcher catcher at Arizona with the Wildcats here facing each other at Petco tonight. Hundley struck out, walked, and grounded to short. If he keeps it going, Ronnie Cedeno is scheduled next. But Mark Kotze is in the on-deck circle. Line drive, base hit into left center field for Hundley. That might break the shutout bid. Here comes Forsythe, or Headley rather, and he scores. It's 3-1. Hundley delivers an RBI double.
Well, continues his hot streak and off his former teammate. Sometimes you understand the stuff that's coming at you. You capitalize. Nice swing by Nick Hundley. Breaking the shutout. Take a look at this cutter on the edge. Stays on it just enough and lines it. That ball is smashed. Goes all the way to the wall. And Chase Headley puts his head down and ruins the shutout.
So 6 for 10 since his baby daughter was born. That's a baby boomer out there with that double. And brings the tying run to the plate in the form of Mark Kotze.
Continue to give yourselves opportunities to come back. The Padres have done a nice job with that.
Well, the veteran Kotze with 2 outs, and Hundley at second base. 3-1 now, the Pittsburgh lead. Ball gets away. Hundley on his way to third. No throw.
A good read by Nick Hundley. This cutter goes down in the dirt, the slider.
That ball should have been caught. It didn't bounce, so they may rule that a pass ball.
Yeah, Sanchez looked in between right there.
It is a pass ball. Meaningless. The runner at third can't beat the Pirates. The man at the plate can tie it.
You can see the defense playing the line. Sanchez is down at first base with that cutter, just trying to guard down that line.
Boy, he could take one big stride, not even move his right foot, and his left foot would hit the foul line. 2-0. The pitcher's spot is on deck, and Jesus Guzman has a bat. He would be the hitter should Kotze keep it going.
Kotze's looking for that mistake right there. Put it in that box. Cut the plate in half.
Outfield deep in all positions. Third baseman Alvarez extraordinarily deep at third and well off the line, so Hundley can take as big a lead as he wants, but again, he's not the key run. The man at the plate is the one that the Padres want to do damage, and it's 3-0. Kotze with a walk would get that tying run on for Guzman.
You can see 6 home runs, pinch hitting. This situation, be very specific. You get your pitch, why not?
Three and one.
You got to battle yourself from over swinging in this situation.
One of his 6 pinch hit home runs this year. And the count goes full. Tough pitch right in on his hands. Headley single and a double by Hundley with 2 outs, getting the Padres on the board 3-1. Hundley now at third after the pass ball, and the 3-2 coming up to Katse. Struck him out on a night when the Padres struck out 17 times. That is the final blow to the hopes of San Diego fans. A 3-1 win for the Buccos in the first of 3. Padres Live coming up with Mike Pomerantz.
Guys, when we see in just a couple of moments, we're going to talk live with tomorrow's starter, Tyson Ross, find out a little bit what he likes to do away from baseball. You'll hear from Buddy Black, and Baseball Language Night continues. We will have the winners. Can't wait to see who won the posters for the walk-off word and phrase. See you in a moment.